and I am on, you guys, for an all signs reading. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Okay, but first, shall I say, but be first, but first, before I do that, guys, let me turn on my big screen so that I can see myself. Okay, and I hope that you guys are doing well today. Okay, happy Wednesday to everybody. Okay, so as you guys are coming into the chat, okay, let me turn off the feedback. As you guys are coming into the chat, you guys, I want to remind you guys that I'm going to look at all of your, or as many as I can, all of your beautiful comments, okay, after the read, okay. So if you guys happen to, make a comment or something, and I don't respond to you right away, okay, please do not get offended, okay. Do not feel as though, your girl is, putting you on ignore status. That's not the case. It's just that I'm in the ethers, okay? And I'm trying to give you guys, pull down the messages for you guys to give you the tea that you need to set you free, okay? But after the chat, I will give shout outs and say hi to as many of you guys as I can, okay? So welcome as you come on in, okay? Again, you guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to my channel, and I thank you guys in advance for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. And for those of you guys who have been hyping up your girl, okay? Appreciate you, okay? Also, thank you to those of you guys who are purchasing readings from me, okay? It is very much so appreciated, okay? Want to let you guys know I'm almost done with the last round, okay? I got like about maybe 6 more in the queue, okay? That I'm going to do before I start working on the new ones that are coming in. So you guys, please bear with me, okay? I am a one-woman army over here holding it down, okay? Because hubby is taking care of the family business, you understand? Making sure that all the bills get paid and laid over here at the House of Sage. So this right here, this is your girl's baby, the business that I do, okay? Offline spiritual business, as well as those of you guys who I am taking on, online for personal readings, okay? So it's starting to blend a lot together. So, having to expand and stretch myself, and I'm only one person. I'm doing the best I can. So you guys, please bear with me, okay? The readings are going out, okay? The readings are going out, okay? All right, so had to give a shout out as far as that's concerned. Also, you guys, I want to thank you very much for continuing to, leave me donations in my business website. It is very much so appreciated, okay? I got my eye on some tarot cards and some oracle cards that I'm looking at, and I'm going to use all of the beautiful donations that I have been receiving to purchase some new and upcoming tarot cards and oracle decks, okay? So thank you guys for that, okay? As you guys pour into me, I will continue to pour into you and also pour into the channel, okay? So thank you guys very much for that, okay? All right, so having said that, guys, okay, we're going to get into it, okay? So today's read, you guys, we're going to do an all signs reading, and we're going to focus on how are you being viewed since going no contact, okay? So, in other words, you guys have recently, or perhaps it's been a long time ago, 2 years or more, and you guys have stopped stopped communicating totally, okay, with a person or a group of people. Could have been, a group of a social circle, group of people that you guys have since outgrown, okay? It could be, a few workmates, or for some of you guys, it could be family members. But whether it is a person, dear one, or a group, okay? I'm hearing from Spirit that, since you guys have gone no contact, okay, a lot of beautiful things have been going on in your life. But also, as far as the people that you guys have gone no contact with, I'm hearing from Spirit, I'm hearing in the ethos that, your mind, that people is very, very, or how can I say this? You are very, very heavy on people's mind. Thank you, Spirit. You guys have left quite a mark on people, quite an impression. And, it's kind of like that saying that is very true, that, people really don't miss that well until the water runs dry, okay? Once you guys have left, once you have decided, I'm out, I'm no longer fighting and fussing with you. I'm no longer going to continue this power struggle with you. I'm no longer going to allow you to continue to disrupt my peace and distract me from my goals and what I want to achieve in this season of my life. All of a sudden then, dear one, People, they start feeling all types of feels about you, now, they're talking about you, they're thinking about you. Some of them, dear one, they're contemplating, the role that they played in the situation where, it has caused you to leave, okay? And so we're going to tap into spirit, you guys, because, a lot of this information, because you're no longer there, because you're no longer around, you would never know how these people truly, truly feel, okay? At the core, not the one, not that surface level. I'm fake flexing, I'm pretending as though I don't care, I'm pretending as though you don't exist, okay? None of that, okay? But we're talking about the deep, dark, feelings that they would probably never tell another soul, okay? The type of thoughts that they have about you, in the stillness of the night, when they no longer have distractions, when they're done from work, they're done playing with the kids or the children or the child, okay? They're done relating to, their boo, their bae, their ex, their spouse, whatever, okay? They're done doing a lot of things where it's like, now they cannot be distracted in their face to force their feelings of how they feel about you, dear one, since you have gone no contact. This is the energy. This is what your girl is about to tap into to let you guys know. And we're going to do it according to your astrological sign, okay? So Spirit says, it not only could it pertain to your sun sign, but Spirit says also, check your natal chart, dear one, okay? It could apply to sun, moon, rising. Also, I'm hearing from Spirit, Venus or Mercury, okay? Thank you, Spirit. So it could be all of those. And then also Spirit says, because, energy is fluid, a lot of you guys, you may find that a lot of different messages will resonate with you regardless of that particular astrological sign, okay? Because you might be finding yourself being influenced by that particular astrological sign or the planetary alignment, okay? So keep that in mind as well, okay? All right. So, having said that, guys, let's get started, okay? So, Aries, we're starting off with you, okay? So, Aries, how are you being viewed since going no contact? Whether it was no contact with a particular person or with a particular group, okay? Spirit says, as I'm pulling cards for you guys, I have in mind a particular person that you're wanting to know about, okay? And that's going to cause a message to come through very, very clear for you guys, okay? All right, so Aries, how are you being viewed since going no contact, okay? Oh, interesting, okay. So I'm hearing from Spirit right off the bat, we have the energy of balance in reverse, okay? So dear one, people are viewing you. Now, keep in mind, dear one, this doesn't necessarily have to be true in terms of, what is really happening with you, what is really going down. But it is saying, what people are feeling, okay? How they're viewing you, deep down inside, okay? Since you have gone no contact with them, okay? So just let me just make that caveat, okay? So you guys don't have to put in the chat, that ain't me, I'm balanced, I got it together. Okay, we're not talking about, how it really is. We're talking about the perception, okay? The perception of how people are viewing you since going no contact with him or her or them at this time, okay? All right. So Aries, how people are currently viewing you, okay, since going no contact, okay? People are viewing you as someone that, they feel as though, you're a little bit imbalanced, okay? They feel as though, since you have gone no contact with them, perhaps, you're struggling now financially because when you were with them, even if, you may have said that you were not happy, you may have had, claimed that you had issues with him or her, but this person feels deep down inside that, since you have gone no contact with them, that, your money is not as up as it used to be, because when you were with them, you could divide, bills and expenses and, high ticket items. You guys could save more when it was both of you guys, as opposed to, now it's just you by yourself, okay? So this could particularly apply to maybe one or two of you guys if you are a single mommy out there, okay? And maybe you had to leave your baby father, or you had to leave someone, dear one, who, maybe on the positive side, they may have been contributing to you financially, or contributing to, the child or the children that you guys brought into the world together, but it wasn't enough to keep you there. Okay, in other words, he may have been providing, but he was very emotionally abusive or unstable, or there was something, dear one, that was going on in that relationship with that person or with that group that it was like a deal breaker for you, and you have reached your enough is enough, Aries. Okay, but even though you have done that, okay, this person, and I'm hearing from spirit, this could largely be ego based. Okay, this could be something, Aries, that this person is telling him or herself to make them feel better, to make them sleep better at night. Okay, just to stop them from having some type of ego bruising. I bet she or they struggling. I bet your collector struggling since they left me. At least I was able to help them pay the rent or the mortgage, or I was able to help do this and do that. Yeah, now they on their own. Now they got to do it by themselves and blah, blah, blah. So, Aries, I'm hearing from spirit that there is someone, they're content in believing that you're struggling financially, that you're a little bit financially imbalanced since going no contact with them. Okay. Also, Aries, I'm hearing from spirit, someone or a group could be thinking that, when it comes to love and when it comes to, friendship and pretty much just allowing people to come into your inner circle. You see how we have that circle there and it's crossed out. Okay. So people are viewing you, dear one, as someone that, you're pretty much, closed off. Okay. You're pretty much reclusive. Like you don't want to be bothered with people. Okay. Like you have been, hurt like one time too many, and like you've just had enough. Okay, like you don't want to deal with people. Okay, I'm hearing fuck friends. Okay, I'm hearing fuck love. Okay, so there is someone out there, dear one, and since you have gone no contact, this person thinks that not only are they cut off, but hell, you didn't cut everybody off. Okay, can't nobody get in, can't nobody approach you to be your friend, to be a potential partner, to be a potential lover. Okay, they also feel, dear one, that you're struggling financially. Okay, and again, this doesn't have to be true, but this is just how they're feeling. And also keep in mind, Aries, that, depending on who this person is, whoever the person is in your mind as you're getting this message, Spirit said this could be a matter of this person just trying to, feed their delulu or feed their ego, because it makes them, feel good at night thinking that you're struggling without them. Okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Okay. So Aries, that is your tea, okay, as far as how you are currently being viewed, okay, since going no contact. All right, so Taurus, you're up next, okay? So Taurus, how are you being viewed since going no contact? Let's see. Okay, we have illumination in reverse, okay? So dear one, I'm hearing since going no contact, Taurus, people are, or there's a group or there's a person that is viewing you as someone where it's kind of like you have this attitude of, if I don't see it, it don't exist. Okay, if it's not coming into my world, into my immediate vicinity, then I'm not going to be bothered, then I don't recognize it. So someone, Taurus, is currently viewing you as someone that, you really don't want to be bothered. Okay, you could have been someone, Taurus, back in the day where, you were the helper, you were the caretaker, you were the one, dear one, that was coming to everyone's rescue. You would help them to resolve their issues before they would even ask. And so since you have gone no contact with either that particular person or a group of people, it's kind of like people view you as someone where it's kind of like, Taurus is like, they don't want to be bothered. Taurus, they act like, hey, I don't see it, I don't hear it, I don't know it, leave me alone, mind your business, I'm minding my business and staying out of trouble, don't bring your issues, don't bring your drama over to me. Okay, so people see you now, Taurus, since you have gone no contact. Okay, they see you as someone that don't want to be bothered. Okay, they see you as someone that literally it's like you're in your own bubble, you have created your own world, your own little bubble where you're happy, and if there's anything on the outside of that dares to try to jeopardize that or dares to try to disrupt your peace or disrupt what you have going on, and your bubble that you got, that you have created for yourself, okay, to keep yourself calm, to keep yourself regulated, to keep yourself not burned out, and to keep yourself from having people coming towards you to fix their problems and all of their bullshit, okay. People see you as someone where you're like, nope, talk to the hand. People see you as someone, dear one, where you have become antisocial, and it's not because you're an antisocial person. People know that a lot of you guys, towards you're the type of person where it just depends on your mood, but you don't have a problem hanging out, you don't have a problem being outside, but it's just that someone, dear one, has worn you out and worn you down, a situation, a relationship, a person, or a group, and you have had enough, and you like, listen, if this doesn't involve me, if this doesn't directly relate to me, I don't care. I don't want to hear about other people's problems, other people's bullshit. Don't bring your stress to me. Don't bring your issues to me. Deal with that on your own, okay? So this is how people, Taurus, are currently viewing you since going no contact, that you don't want to be bothered, okay? I'm hearing don't start none, won't be none, okay? So Taurus, that is your tea, okay? Yeah, you must have really put your foot down, and Taurus, people really got on your nerve. People really, took your kindness for granted, and now, they feel slighted, they feel offended that you have totally shut them out, okay? This group or this person, Taurus, they may have considered you to be the type of person where, okay, well, we just gonna wait for, collective to calm down. They just upset right now, okay? But, we gonna give them a month. We gonna give them another week, they'll be back, okay? Oh, they'll return the phone calls, they'll come around, they'll come back and, invite themselves to, to the family gathering, to the cookouts, or, they'll do this, they'll accept the invitation. We just got to give them a little bit more time. But Taurus, the more that they waited, they just continued to wait. And then they just came to the conclusion, well, damn, Taurus just don't want to be bothered with our asses at all, okay? There's nothing that we can do, okay? Taurus, I'm hearing from Spirit, if somebody was to call you that you don't want to be bothered with, that you have since cut off, and they try to, lure you in and say, well, I just thought that know that such and such in a hospital. I just thought that you should know, Taurus, that such and such, this happened or that happened. Taurus, you would probably not even give a good goddamn if you even answer the phone, if you even respond to them on social media, in the DMs, okay? If you even respond to the email or the voice message, okay? If you even answer the door, okay? When they come knocking on your door, ringing your doorbell, you at the point now, Taurus, a lot of people are viewing you as, if they are one of the ones that is on your fuck you list, your top 5 or don't fuck with me, okay? It don't matter what they do. They can send pigeons, okay? They can send smoke signals, okay? You like, fuck off. I don't want to be bothered. And now that you put your foot down, dear one, you got people that are feeling very, slighted, okay? They're feeling very offended, dear one, because they thought that they had some type of title. They had some type of standing in your life, Taurus, where, surely you wouldn't cut them off forever. Surely it was just a phase. You just needed time. You just needed rest. You just need to gather yourself. But, I keep hearing in the ethers, she'll be back. He'll be back. But you didn't come back, Taurus, okay? So now they feel in some kind of way, okay? Is what I'm hearing from Spirit. All right, so Taurus, that's your tea, okay? So Gemini, you're up next, okay? So Jimmy, how are you being viewed since going no contact, okay? How are you being viewed, Jimmy, since going no contact? Let's see. We got a lot of reversals here, which lets me know, dear one, that there are a lot of people in their feelings. There are a lot of people that, they have some suppressed, feelings about you, where they feel as though now they want to play victim and that you're the villain and you've done something wrong by, using your power and using your discretion to pull back away from people and to go no contact with a particular person or a particular group, okay? So this is coming through the ethers for a lot of you guys on a collective level, okay? All right, so Gemini, We have the card Magic in Reverse, okay? Magic in Reverse. So I'm hearing from Spirit, Gemini, right off the bat, since, going no contact with a particular person or, a particular group, someone, dear one, feels as though, you're doing something to them, spiritually, you're blocking them in some type of way. They feel as though, secretly or on the low, Gemini, that you have hexed them, you curse them, you put them on the altar because they feel as though, Jimmy, when they were around you, before you went no contact, that, a lot of things was going good in their life, okay? It was all good in their neighborhood, okay? The money was right, okay? They were getting a lot of options, a lot of doors of opportunity were opening up, and, some of them, dear one, they may have been, using you and wearing out their welcome and, really not appreciating you, all of the things that you were offering and bringing to the table. But at the time, dear one, they didn't care because they thought that they were on top of the world, and they really became arrogant, Jimmy, and they thought that, I'm hearing your mojo. They thought that your mojo was theirs. They thought that your light was theirs. But when you left, okay, now, their life has taken a spiral, a downward spiral. It has taken a hit, okay? The money ain't coming in like it used to, some of the bills are behind, okay? Some of those debt collectors are calling, okay? Yeah, some of them, dear one, they have maxed out or near maxed out some of those credit cards, things is just not going right like it used to. And so rather than this person, Jimmy, sitting down and doing a little bit of self-reflecting and saying, well, damn, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Okay. What did I do? What is the consequence? What did I do to cause this type of situation? Instead of them taking a look at themselves, dear one, they're blaming you, Jimmy, and they're saying it's your fault. They think that, once you have gone no contact with them and you left them, you hex them, you curse them, you doing work on them, you doing juju, bad juju on them, okay? So this is someone, dear one, that doesn't want to take accountability. And I'm hearing from Spirit, Jimmy, this could very well be someone that, for all intents and purposes, is giving that this person is projecting, Gemini. Yeah, it's giving that this person was the one that was, casting spells against you, okay? They were, doing binding spells, okay, to stop you from leaving, okay? They were doing spells to block your third eye, to stop you from, waking up and seeing what was going on concerning this person, that they were not all that they were cracked up to be. This person, dear one, they may have put a beguiling spell on you or on a glamour spell on themselves to make themselves appear more attractive and more, suitable for you than what they really was, okay? So this could have been, like a karmic, trying to show up to you, as, your soulmate or something like that. But, the spell wore off, okay? And when the spell wore off, you got the hell up out of there, you hauled ass. But now, dear one, rather than someone just realizing that, they was a janky motherfucker, okay? And, they got found out, okay? They got caught, okay? Yeah, maybe you saw that chicken claw under the bed, okay? Yeah. Maybe you saw, some type of, sigils or some strange writings, okay, in the bathroom behind the toilet, okay? Maybe you saw something and, Spirit alerted you that something wasn't right in terms of this person. And then when the spell wore off, you recognized that you was dealing with a janky mofo, okay? Yeah, a janky hoe. And so, you left, okay? You hauled ass. But now, dear one, this person, they're no longer able to manifest off of you. They're no longer able to get a good look, from you. They're no longer able to participate, with what you got going on, your money, they money, your stability, they stability, your peace, they peace, you were cloaking this person in your energy and they really, was having a good old time. But now that you're gone and you took your mojo with you, now they like, oh, well, what has happened? No, this ain't me. This ain't my fault. I'm not causing all of this, havoc and all of this chaos in my life. I'm not causing all of this trouble in those around me. That's this bitch, that's this mofo. They cursed me, they hexed me, okay? So dear one, someone, Jimmy, is accusing you of, putting some type of root on them, okay? Some type of spell on them where they can't get nothing off the ground. You put some type of spell on them where, they're in poverty, they're dealing with lack, okay? Ain't nobody returning their phone calls, they ain't popping like they used to be, and they're blaming you, okay, Jimmy? So this is currently how you're being viewed since going no contact, okay? And again, Gemini, this may not be the case, okay? But this is, how this person or how this group, this is how they feel about you. This is how you're being viewed since going no contact with him, her, or them, okay? Is what I'm hearing from Spirit, okay? All right, so Cancer, you're up next. Cancer, how are you being viewed since going no contact? Cancer, how are you being viewed since going no contact? Let's see. Got another reversal. Yeah, it's a lot of people that's salty, y'all. Okay. We got the Passion card in reverse. Okay. So I'm hearing from Spirit, Cancer, since you have gone no contact with a particular person or a group, okay, people are viewing you as someone where you're like a heartbreaker. You're someone that's like cutthroat, okay? You switched up, you changed, People are viewing you as someone that used to be nice and kind, and, now I'm hearing, they think that, they view you as being like a bitch or someone that is cutthroat, someone that is evil, okay? Someone that, is out for blood, okay, is what I'm hearing, Spirit, or someone that is so focused on pursuing your goals, they feel as though you're selfish, okay? Because you at the stage now where you can't think about nobody but yourself, okay? So they think that, if it's not about you getting your money, if it's not about you getting your business off the ground, if it's not about you, whatever type of goals that you have, okay? Cancer, people are like, wow, Cancer selfish as hell now. Damn. Cancer stuck up, okay? They mean, they a bitch, they this, they that, how dare them? They used to be so nice. They used to be so kind. Now they so cutthroat. And it's just that, Cancer, you have evolved and you have learned that, everybody don't deserve your respect. Everybody don't deserve your compassion, your empathy, and certainly not the person or the group of people that you have cut loose, that you have since gone no contact with, okay? I'm hearing skedaddle. Okay, you got them out of your fucking life and out of your energy, and now they mad because you're focusing on yourself, and you mean business. So people are seeing, Cancer, since you've gone no contact, people are seeing a side of you that they never knew you had, that they never saw in you, They never saw you put your foot down, Cancer. They never saw you go off and, cuss somebody the hell off and tell them where to get, okay? And, to get some more, goddammit, okay? Yeah, they weren't used to you, Cancer. They never saw the side of you that bent over and told them to kiss the entirety of your whole ass, okay? Yeah, they're not used to that, Cancer. They're like, who is this person? And they literally feel offended regardless of the fact of how they treated you, okay, when they were with you, where it got to the point that you had to choose yourself, Cancer, over this person or over these people. Regardless of that, now again they're crying wolf. Now they're on this like smear campaign to try to smear your name and your character. You were never nice, you were never a kind person. You're full of shit. You're a fraud, you're evil, you're wicked, you don't care about nobody but yourself, you're selfish, okay? Yeah, so this is how you're currently being viewed, okay? Is what I'm hearing from Spirit. And I'm also hearing, people are viewing you, Cancer, as someone where, you're out for blood. You're out for revenge, okay? Back in the day, Cancer, people used to view you as someone where, you would let bygones be bygones. You would be like, okay, well, yeah, this person fucked me over, or this person owes me money. I know I ain't gonna get it, so that's all right, okay? Well, this person talked about me, they smeared my name, or, they did this, they did that, they stole something from me. But, whatever, I'm just gonna, move on, keep it moving. But, But now you like, motherfucker, you're not gonna steal from me and get away with it. You're not gonna talk about me. You're not gonna smear my name and get away with it. There's a consequence for that, motherfucker. There's a candle for that, okay? Yeah. Now you're gonna get some of this, this work, okay? Now you're gonna get some of this kick ass on you, okay? I'm tired of dealing with you. I'm not dealing with it no more, okay? So Cancer, people are now viewing you as, you out for blood. You cutthroat, okay? Yeah, you not giving up. You not backing down to, somebody's throat is on the block, okay? Yeah, on the chopping block, okay? You're not giving up, dear one, until someone got a goddamn tag on their toe, okay? Yeah, this is what I'm hearing from Spirit, okay? You've had enough, okay? Yeah, you had enough, and you're coming for blood, okay? So Cancer, this is the T now in terms of, how you're being viewed, okay, since going no contact with a particular person, Cancer, or with a particular group, okay? All right, that one just wanted to come right out. Spirit wanted me to shuffle some more, okay? So Leo, you're up next. Leo, how are you being viewed since going no contact, okay? Let's see. Leo, okay? So, interesting. So we have the card success, okay? Success, okay? I'm hearing from Spirit right off the bat, okay? Leo, people consider you to be, now that you got people out of your way that were a nuisance to you, that was a distraction to you, okay? People see you as successful, Leo. People see you as someone, now you can, avoid all types of distractions and you can really focus. So people see you focusing on the bag, okay? People may view you as someone that is successful in terms of, you have accumulated some type of material wealth, okay? Perhaps, people are viewing you as someone that, you've come up on top, okay, in terms of maybe purchasing a new home, okay? Or if not purchasing, maybe you have moved to, a better location, or you've upgraded in some way, shape, or form as far as, how you live and where you live, okay? People see you, dear one, as someone where, according to, how you're showing up in the world, your physical aesthetic and how you are dressing, and even how you're speaking and behaving, people see you as, having this type of rags to riches energy. Okay, that's definitely a confirmation. Yeah, Leo, even as I, got that unknown caller there, okay, people are viewing you as someone that's, too busy, like you on the move, you taking flights, okay, you busy, you booked and busy, the phone is ringing off the hook, okay, yeah, you got a lot of emails, you got a lot of people to see, places to go and things to do, you're successful, you're a trendsetter, you're a trailblazer, you have been, putting a lot of things on hold, and when you were around a particular person or when you were around a particular group, okay, people see you as, perhaps you were distracted, perhaps you couldn't get anything off the ground, Leo, but now it's your season, it's your time to pop out, and people see you as successful, whether you're telling people or showing people how much you make or what you do, or, what type of flights you're taking, first class, business class, this and that, okay, people definitely see you as successful. And they attribute this to the fact that you have this has a direct reason, in terms of you're successful now because you cut off a particular person or you cut off a particular group, Leo, okay? So now you got time to, get your money up, now you got time to really, research about, particular investments, okay, to look at that real estate, okay, to look at that opportunity, to look at that business opportunity, to collab, okay. Now you got time to travel, now you got time to expand your horizons, okay. Now you got time to really suss people out and see, if this particular person or if this group, if they really match your vibe, okay. If at the end of the day, Leo, now you get an opportunity to see, is this person going to be an asset or is this person going to be a liability, okay. So, Leo, people are viewing you as money. People are viewing you as someone that is, definitely making some type of power moves or money moves now, okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, okay? So this is a very, very good thing, okay? Now, some people are realizing that, because you cut their ass off, whether as a person, a relationship, or a group, Leo, that you bossed up, because now they're realizing that you realize that they were like, some type of ball and chain on you. That they realized that they were a burden, they were a hindrance to you. They realized that they were holding you back, Leo, because see, you always had thoughts, but when you were so, tied down and drained and distracted because of this person or because of this group, see, you couldn't find your success. You couldn't get nothing off the ground, okay? But now that you have cut this person off, now that you have gone no contact, you're successful now, okay? Yeah, the sky is the limit now. They also see you as someone that is very happy, okay? Yeah, Leo, so that's a very beautiful thing, okay? That's your tea on how you are being viewed since going no contact, okay? Yeah. So now, Virgo, you're up next, okay? So Virgo, how are you being viewed since going no contact with a particular person or with a particular group, okay? Let's find out, Virgo. Okay, we have the death card in reverse, you guys. We have the death card in reverse, okay? So I'm hearing from Spirit right off the bat, since you've gone no contact with a particular person or a group, Virgo, people see you as someone that has escaped death. People see you as someone where, you may have had a lot of things that, was being robbed from you, stripped from you. People may have seen you as someone, dear one, where, you could have been suffering from some type of chronic illness or health issues, or there were a lot of things that were going on in your life that was causing lack, okay? That was causing misfortune, okay? But people view you as someone where, since you cut off a particular person or a group, Virgo, you have turned your life around, okay? Somebody is also viewing you as doing like some type of reverse Uno, where, even if it was the particular person or group in your life at that time that you have since cut off, or if it was someone else, there are people, dear one, that are talking about, an attempt on your life, okay, has been returned back to sender. You have escaped or narrowly escaped some type of attempt on your life where someone wanted to bring death to you, death to your finances, death to, your goals, your achievements, your happiness, your peace, okay? Death to your mental, emotional, and spiritual stability. So since you have left, dear one, since you have gone no contact with a person or with a group, okay, people are seeing you as someone where, you're lucky now. You flipped that thing, okay? You avoided some type of tower, some type of calamity, some type of early demise, early death, okay? Some type of, a freak accident, okay? Yeah, some type of, someone's attempt to destiny swap with you or abort your destiny, okay? Someone's attempt, dear one, to, stop some blessings and opportunities that are destined for you to have according to your life path, according to your Akashic records, okay? So yeah, people really consider you now, Virgo, since you've gone no contact with him or her or them, dear one, that you on top now, okay? That you have a second chance at life, okay? That you have been restored. Your life has been restored in some way, shape, or form. You have a new chance. You have a second chance, okay? A second chance at life, a second opportunity to do it right, okay? People are viewing you as someone like, a phoenix rising, like you have some type of death and rebirth. And now that, you've gotten rid of this person or gotten rid of these people, Virgo, people you as having a second chance at life, okay? And you're gonna soar, and you're gonna, be successful, and you're gonna do that thing that you were always meant to do. You're gonna get into that relationship, okay, or that partnership, Virgo, that you were always meant to find or be in, okay? Yeah, because you're no longer being cloaked, you're no longer being held down, you're no longer under some type of curse, okay? Yeah, people had once upon a time viewed you, Virgo, as someone that was constantly dealing with, some type of battle, warfare after warfare, battle after battle, hit after hit. But now, dear one, that you have removed someone or a group of people from your life, okay, from your reality, your inner circle, from your mind, from your energy, come through Spirit, people see you as, I'm hearing redemption. you know, your life has been restored. You're getting a new chance, okay? A second chance at life, a new opportunity, okay? So yeah, people are seeing you as, you know, you're like the comeback kid, okay? Yeah. You're like, you know, the underdog that has now become the top dog, okay? Virgo is what I'm hearing from spirit, okay? So that's very interesting. That's a very good message for you, okay? That's your T, Virgo, okay? So, Libra, you're up next. Excuse me. Libra, you're up next, okay? So, Libra, how are you being viewed since going no contact? Let's see. Okay, we have the card reflection in reverse, okay? So, dear one, I'm hearing from spirit right off the bat, Libra, that ever since you have gone no contact with a person or with a group of people, somebody fucking with my throat chakra, we rebuke the bitches, fall back. The message will get out, okay? Libra, somebody is salty, okay? Now, we got the reflection card in reverse, okay? So, Libra, somebody tried to, you know, they tried to project their negative energy onto you. They tried to project whatever it is that, you know, is seen as low vibrational, their attitude, their mentality, okay, their work ethic, okay, how they treat people, okay, their lack of accountability and responsibility, okay, or, you know, I'm even hearing, you know, how people perceive them in terms of their relative degree of beauty or attraction, okay? People are seeing you, dear one, as someone, since you've gone no contact, that, you know, you're no longer bearing the brunt of someone else's projections, okay? You're no longer bearing the brunt of someone's perceived, I'm hearing narrative, fake lie, fake story, false narrative that someone or a group had, you know, portrayed you as being, okay? It's in reverse. So that means that, you know, now people are viewing you for who you truly are, Libra, not for, you know, how people said that you were, not based on the lies and the rumors and the smear campaign that was once, you know, hurled at you, and people, you know, thought a certain thing about you or a certain way about you, oftentimes without even getting your side of the story, Libra. Now I'm hearing from spirit, you know, you're being viewed since going no contact. People are seeing the truth. People are seeing your authentic self. People are not looking at you and saying, well, you know, such and such said that, you know, Lisa was like this. Such and such said that, you know, JoJo was like this, you know. So why would they lie? It seemed like they would know them, you know. That's their sister, that's their mother, that's their brother, you know. Or, you know, she dated him or he dated her, or whatever the case may be. But now, dear one, people, since you have gone no contact with a particular person or a particular group, people are now seeing you not as how people want you to be seen, you know, not how, you know, your enemies or your haters or your secret saboteurs wanted you to be seen, but people are viewing you for how you truly are, okay? You're authentic, okay? You're very intelligent, okay? You're discerning, okay? You're very honorable, okay? You operate with integrity, okay? Yeah, people are seeing you as someone where, you know, you don't do things all willy-nilly, you know? You count up the costs, okay? You weigh things, okay? People are seeing you as someone where, you know, you're very loyal, you're very loving, okay? You don't just be with people because you're trying to get something out of them, okay? You don't, you know, a relationship or friendship are not, you know, merely transactional to you, you know? When you're involved with a person, when you're friends with a person, regardless of how other people used to say otherwise, you know, you won't leave unless, you know, it has been proven to you that that person doesn't deserve you, or that that person is, you know, shitting on your name, or they're causing some type of stress and chaos in your life, okay? So people are seeing you, dear one, as someone where, you know, you're authentic and, you know, you're honorable and you have integrity, and how other people used to view you or project their negative traits onto you, people no longer view you like this. So it's like people are giving you a fair shot. People are giving you a fair chance now, okay? People are looking at you and they're saying, well, you know, I heard this about Libra, but, you know, this is not how I feel on them based on how I've interacted with them, okay? Well, you know, such and such might be saying this or saying that, but, you know, I've never had this particular issue with them. I've always gotten along with them. You know, they haven't shown me this side of them. So, you know, I'm going to, you know, judge Libra based on, my own personal interaction with them, not based on, rumors and he say, she say, and this and that. Okay. So it's very much giving, Libra. Now people are, viewing you as someone where, your actions speak louder than words. Your actions and your authentic living is showing people who you are, rather than the rumors and the gossip that you once upon a time used to be judged by and persecuted by because of a particular person or because of a particular group, Libra. Okay. So yeah, you're getting a fair shot in life. Okay. So now you get to go out and, I'm hearing clean slate, make new friends, make, have new options for potential suitors and relationships, new offers for business collabs and business ventures and enterprises. Okay, everything now is all new, because before it was like you guys were walking around, Libra, with some type of like dark cloud over you. It's like, your reputation was already ruined and already sullied before you even got an opportunity to meet a person. It was like they had heard about the rumors about you and they had judged you even before they had got an opportunity to meet you and judge you one-on-one based on their experience with you. But now, Libra, this is no longer the case. Okay, so this is a very, very beautiful thing. Okay, all right, this is how you're currently being viewed. Okay, I'm here. We're going to judge this person by how they relate to us, how they interact with us, not based on what we heard. Okay, I'm hearing fuck what you heard. Okay, yeah, come through, spirit. So Scorpio, you're up next. Okay, so Scorpio, how are you being viewed since going no contact? Okay, all the Scorpios out there, holler at your girl. Okay, Scorpio, we gonna find out, what says spirit in terms of how you're currently being viewed since you have gone no contact with a person or with a group. Okay, yeah. I'm hearing and seeing, okay, we got the message here, stop. Okay, yeah, I'm hearing that old school song, stop in the name of love, before you break my heart, think it over. Come through, spirit, old school. I believe that's Diana Ross. Okay, yeah. But dear one, Scorpio, people are, viewing you as someone where, they don't want you to get away, because they now realize, they fumbled. They now realize that they fucked up. They now realize that, they really had a diamond when they were treating you like a cheap fake cubic zirconium. And now you're gone and you have bossed up. And it's like, they like got this energy of, wait, Scorpio, don't go, like come back. It's giving, people are viewing you as someone where, you're worth a second chance, you're worth a second look, you're worth, going back to the drawing board. You're worth reconciling with. Okay, you're worth someone that people want to now beg for your forgiveness. People want to beg for a reconciliation, a do-over. Okay, people want to plead their case. Okay, they see you as someone, they're viewing you as someone that is worthy. Okay, but now they don't feel as though they're worthy. So is this energy of begging? Is this energy of pleading? Okay, is this energy of can you give me another chance? Can you give me another shot? And I'm hearing hell no. Okay, because Scorpio, you guys have you're at your wit's end with this particular person or with this particular group. Okay, they have showed their ass time and time again, and no matter how they feel about you now, Scorpio, it don't matter, because the truth is what's the deal with them. And the truth with them, dear one, whether it be this particular person or with this particular group, Scorpio, you know that this person or this group have not changed, and they will not change. Oh, see, now they just want to come back into your life, Scorpio, because they see that you have bossed up in some type of way, or you called their bluff. They thought that you were going to chase them. They thought that you were going to forever have some type of blind love and loyalty, and that they could talk about you, Scorpio, or treat you any kind of way, and that you would never leave and that you would always stay. But see, they got the game all the way fucked up. Okay, and now they're like, oh, wait a minute, you called my bluff. I wasn't really trying to break up with you, Scorpio. I wasn't really trying to ghost you. I wasn't really trying to, disrespect you to the point of, saying fuck me and not coming back. It was all to get you to keep chasing. I did everything just so that, I could make you feel like, Scorpio, like you couldn't do better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was all, it was all the rules. It was a game, that I was playing with you, Scorpio, because, I was trying to play on your top and make you feel as though you had to fight for my love and my validation, even though at the end of the day, I already knew that I wasn't on your level. Come back, Scorpio, come back, okay? So yeah, come through, Spirit. It's giving this energy, Scorpio, that, now that you have since, gone no contact with a particular person or with a particular group, it could be family, okay? Family energy is coming through as well, okay? Now all of a sudden, people feel as though, maybe I was too hard on Scorpio. Maybe, I was too disrespectful. Maybe I did the most and there's no coming back. I hate that, I did the most. I hate that I was doing too much, okay? I hate that, I took it too far, because now look at Scorpio, look at her, look at him rise, look at them get the bag, look at them being, harmonious relationships without me, look at them creating and forming their own family without me. They got married and I wasn't invited. They got engaged, I wasn't invited to the party, okay? They had a little one and I wasn't made known about, the invitation when the little one came into the world, okay? I missed out on so many hallmarks on Scorpio's life, Wow, I want them to come back. I want them to, reconcile with me. I want them to forgive me. So now, dear one, funny how when they thought that, they had their foot on your neck in some way, shape, or form, they thought they was better than you, okay? They was an arrogant motherfucker. Yeah, Scorpio, they thought they had more money than you. They thought that they had more this and more that, and therefore they could treat you like shit and that you didn't have no options, no choices to, move away from their raggedy, janky ass. Now, all of a sudden, dear one, that they're seeing you for who you really are and not for, how they projected their, insecurities onto you. Now they like, oh, wait a minute, now we fucked up. Wait a minute, now hold up. Now we got to get Scorpio back, okay? So they're viewing you as someone, dear one, that is worth fighting for. But I'm hearing from Spirit, Scorpio, the fight is not legitimate. The fight is not authentic. It's all about their ego. It's all about them trying to win. It's all about, Scorpio, them viewing you as someone that, got away, okay? Someone that got away from them. Someone that broke away from the fold, okay? Someone that rocked the boat, okay? Yeah, someone that, you was like, the hell with it. I'm better off on my own. I'm going to go my own way, okay? Yeah, they thought that you would be afraid. They thought that, you would be too afraid to make it out in the world by yourself, okay? Yeah, they thought that, you didn't have enough balls. You didn't have enough, courage to step out on your own and not be surrounded by a group, okay? Even if the group was wearing you down, even if the group was mistreating you and disrespecting you. But Scorpio, they got the game fucked up, okay? Yeah. So this is how they're viewing you. Now you're a hot commodity, Scorpio. Yeah. Now you're the hot topic, Now you're the talk of the town. Now you're someone that, they see as worth fighting for. Now you're someone they see as, worth, reconciling with. Worth, swallowing their pride, okay? Worth, pleading and begging and asking for forgiveness, and you like, man, fuck that. I don't think so. Nah, okay? I know why you want to come back, okay? I know why you want me now, okay? Yeah. And fuck you very much, okay? Come through, Spirit. So, Scorpio, that's your tea, okay? This is how you're currently being viewed by somebody or by a group, okay? Is very heavily giving family energy here, karmic toxic family, okay? That's sitting back, Scorpio, watching you in the cut. Now they watching, all of your wins, Now that you moved them out the way, you got time to cook. You got time to get your head down and get your money up. You got time to progress, okay? You got time to, work on that enterprise, to be successful, They're no longer in the way, okay? I'm hearing move, bitch, get out my way. You've moved these bitches out of your your way, Scorpio. And now they're like, whoa, I didn't know they had that in them. I didn't know Scorpio had it like that. I didn't know they could get the bag like that. I didn't know that they would have a lot of people that would be, checking for them like that. Ooh, we got to get Scorpio back now, y'all. We got to devise a plan, okay? But I'm hearing, you're not going for that shit, Scorpio, okay? And I know that's right, okay? So that's your T, Scorpio, all right? So Saggy, you're up next, hon. So Saggy, how are you being viewed since going no contact, okay? How are you being viewed, Scorpio? I'm sorry, this could be applying to a Scorpio too, but Saggy, how are you being viewed by a particular person or a particular group since going no contact? Come through, Spirit. We have the card and the message here, cleanse. So, Saggy, I'm hearing from Spirit that since you've gone no contact, people are viewing you as someone where, you have a clean slate, you have cleaned yourself up, something about your life where, it wasn't going for you quite the way you wanted it to. Perhaps, back in the day, Saggy, you could have been dealing with, I don't know, some type of, vices, addictions, bad behaviors, okay? But now people are seeing you since you've gone no contact, you've gotten rid of the bad element out of your life. You've gotten rid of people that, they were a bad impression, on you, or they were giving you a bad, reputation, or they were a bad negative influence on you, causing you to do things that really was no good for you, habits and vices, Now they see you as clean. I'm literally hearing a Saggy clean and sober, okay? So now people are viewing you as someone that you have your head on straight, okay? You have ascended. You're responsible now. You have evolved. So maybe you used to smoke or drink and party and, pop this and smoke that and, do that line of this or that, or, hang out and party too long and too hard with them or that, him, her, it, they, whatever. But, now they see, your life is being turned around. You've cleaned up your act, okay? Yeah, it's like, you're a whole totally different person now. You've made a 180-degree turn now, okay? People also see you as someone where, spiritually, okay, Saggy, they see you as being someone that is cleansed, okay? And this has a lot to do with your lifestyle, okay? You may have been more into, fleshly things, karmic things, and now they see you as being more focused on the spiritual, okay? Now, you don't want to really hang out and be outside and party no more. Now you might be more of like, that popular loner where, you prefer to be out in nature more than at a club, okay? You prefer to, deal with animals and, rejuvenate and meditate and, pray and, play with your crystals and your stones and, develop a personal one-on-one deeper relationship with the Creator. And, your whole life has shifted from being, more spiritually minded as opposed to, carnal minded. You've cleaned yourself up. And a lot of people, dear one, that are viewing you in this way, I'm hearing is giving a lot of, is giving hate, is giving jealousy that you had the strength, Saggy, to clean yourself up, to turn your life around, okay, I'm hearing with little to no help. Or, you had the strength to keep going despite, the fact that it was very, very hard, okay? Something that you released, something that you gave up, Saggy. It took a lot of strength. It took a lot of endurance. It took a lot of falling down but getting back up. So I'm heavily hearing for a lot of you guys, okay, whose energy I'm tapping into, okay? This was like your own personal struggle or battle that you had to overcome, okay? Maybe it could have been, something that you were partaking of, Saggy, because of trauma. And in your own way, you were just trying to cope, okay? You was just trying to escape. You was just trying to, get over that thing or heal or move on in the best way that you could. And maybe it wasn't in, the most ideal way, but that was the only way that you know how to do it, Saggy, at the time, okay? And I'm hearing, for those of you guys where that message resonates, you have been forgiven. And I'm hearing that for the most part, you have forgiven yourself. So you are clean, I'm hearing, you have been redeemed. And a lot of people that are looking at you, dear one, a lot of them are like, damn, how did Saggy do that? How did they get over that? How did they get out of that toxic relationship? How did they go from rags to riches? How did they go from being homeless to having a beautiful place, okay? How did they go from being in a toxic relationship to now they're in a very beautiful, harmonious relationship with someone that respects them, someone that touches them in a loving way, not in a way where, hey, the popo have to be called, okay? How did they, get off that substance? How did they get off that drug, okay? The last time I saw Saggy, I know that they were battling with, painkillers, ever since they were in that car accident, okay? And then, lo and behold, they got addicted to those opiates, got addicted to that prescription, and, they were going down a downward spiral, okay? But look at them now, they're all cleaned up, face clear up, teeth pearly white now, okay? They didn't put on weight, they look healthy now. Before they were looking, haggard, okay? They were looking malnourished. They look good now. So, a lot of people, Saggy, are singing your praises in terms of something that you have overcome, where you have cleaned up your life. And then also you have cleaned up your story. And then also you're on a different trajectory, okay? You're going up now instead of spiraling down now. Now, other people, dear one, that perhaps are still being gripped by whatever type of challenge or vice or addiction or affliction that this is, they're showing and they're giving hate, okay, Saggy, because they hate that you got out and they still struggling. They hate that you made it out and they still stuck. But never mind that, Saggy, okay? I'm hearing from Spirit, you have more people that are viewing you now since going no contact, okay, with a particular person or a particular group, a bad element, okay, a bad friend group, a bad, influence, okay, that was on you, Saggy. You got a lot more people, Saggy, that are rooting for you, that are, happy that, you got out and that you cleaned yourself up, okay? Then you have those that are hating you and wishing that they could pull you back to where they are because misery loves company and they want you to come back, okay? Yeah. So Saggy, congratulations. For those of you guys where that message resonates and you have truly cleaned yourself up, okay? You truly have a testament about how you have overcome something, some type of vice or addiction or affliction, and now you're clean now, you're sober now, okay? You got some days, weeks, months, and years behind you, okay? And you're continuing to move forward to putting it one step at a time, one day at a time, okay? Congratulations to you, okay? I salute you, and continue to walk that thing out, okay? Is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Continue to stay away from the person or the group of people that were a negative influence and a bad effect on your life, okay? Is what I'm hearing from Spirit, Saggy, okay? All right. So Cappy, you're up next, okay? So Cappy, how are you being viewed since going no contact from a particular person or from a particular group, okay? Let's see. All right. We got Sweetheart in reverse. This is similar to Cancer's read, okay? We got Sweetheart in reverse, okay? So, Cappy, since you've gone no contact, people are viewing you as someone that is like a cutthroat, someone that is like a heartbreaker, someone that, you're not really interested in love anymore, you're not really interested in, I'm hearing finding someone to take care of you. You're not really focused on, a relationship. I'm hearing you have decentered men, or you have decentered a relationship, and you have put yourself first, and you're not interested in, appearing to be sweet and docile and, necessarily feminine, because you feel as though, hey, you ain't got nobody to impress. You don't give a damn about what nobody think about you, okay? I'm hearing that, people are viewing you, you're the type of person now, Cappy, where you're walking around with a resting bitch face, okay? And you don't give a damn, okay? You're not trying to, be gentle and be docile with people, okay? You're not trying to play on your femininity, because I'm hearing from Spirit, you really don't want to be bothered, okay? I'm hearing from Spirit, Cappy, people are viewing you as someone that you're really trying to hide your beauty. You're really trying to hide your femininity. And it's really not because of the fact that, you have low self-esteem, but I'm hearing that it's a form of protection, that you're guarding your energy. You're trying to keep people away from you, okay? You're trying to keep those raggedy ass mud ducks away from you. You're trying to keep, unwanted attention and sexual advances away from you. I'm hearing you don't really want to be bothered, okay? You've had a lot of predators come towards you, okay, Cappy? You had a lot of people that, they came to you one way and claimed that, they were relationship material, or that they were, wanting to get to know you better and form some type of, harmonious friendship friendship or relationship, but you know, you just discover that time after time they just were all, you know, a bunch of goddamn wolves in sheep's clothing. And so, you know, I'm hearing, you know, you're tired of being nice. Yeah, you're tired of being humble. You dare a motherfucker to look at you and say, "Smile, baby, what's wrong?" You know, why you not being sweet? You like, fuck you. Who are you? I don't have to be sweet to you. I don't fucking know you. Take your ass on. Get away from me. Okay? So it's giving that, okay? And I also just heard New York, okay? Is giving that you guys have put on a different type of posture, a different type of demeanor. People are seeing you guys where you may be more leaning towards your masculine energy. That's that energy of ambition. That's that energy of get up and go. Okay, that's that energy of if it's gonna get done, I have to do it. Okay, it's that energy of being on your grind because there's something that you want, something that you have your eye on, and you refuse to allow a person or people or group or a so-called relationship to, you know, get in the way of that, to distract you from that. So it's heavily giving you guys are focused with like laser precision. If this ain't about the bag, if this ain't about me reaching a goal, if this ain't about me getting my business off the ground, if this ain't about me relocating or moving, if this isn't about me stacking my paper, stay your ass the hell away from me. Okay, so it's very much so giving, you know, you walking with your chest out, Cappy, and you dare motherfucker to step to you because you don't want no more distractions. You don't want nobody getting on your nerve. You don't want nobody trying to use you, you know, trying to see what they can get out of you. So it's like you've turned down your sweetness and you've turned up your inner bitch. Okay, and you know, I'm hearing from spirit, this matters not, dear one, if you are a divine feminine or a divine masculine. I'm hearing a lot of you guys have taken on this type of bravado where it's like, you know, I'm focused, man, so don't try to distract me. You know, no, I don't have time to talk. I don't have time to hang out. You know, I don't have time to, you know, date and do this and do that. I'm focused on a particular goal. Okay, so don't be looking at me thinking that I'm supposed to, you know, entertain you, smile at you, you know, make you feel special, you know, chase you and want to be in a relationship with you, because that's not even where my head is at in this season. Okay, so Cappy is giving this, and this is how people are currently viewing you. Okay, yeah, you focus on the bag. Okay, I'm hearing show me the money. Okay, I'm hearing, you know, I don't have time for no relationships. I don't have time for no distractions, but I do have time to get this money. Okay, I do have time to get this bag, so show me the money. Okay, get out my face unless you talking about money. Okay, yeah, unless you talking about dividends. Okay, unless you talking about assets, unless you talking about a financial portfolio and how I can get it. Okay, unless you're talking about ways you could show me how to, you know, build my credit and build it up fast. Okay, get out of my face, partner. Get out of my face, sis. Get out of my face. I don't have time. I don't want to be bothered. Okay, I'm focused. Okay, I'm focused, man. Come through, spirit. So Cappy, this is how you are currently being viewed. Okay, since going no contact with a particular person or a particular group. Okay, yeah, they're like, hey, if it's not about money, you don't want to be bothered. Okay, I ain't mad at you, Cappy. I ain't mad. Okay. All right, so Aqua, you're up next. Okay, so Aqua, how are you being viewed since going no contact? Okay, let's see. Oh, interesting. So we have the card, you guys. We have the message rejection in reverse. Okay. So now, dear one, now that you have gone, you know, no contact with a particular person or group, people are viewing you as someone where, you know, you are now looking at your life and saying, you know, a particular rejection from a person or a group, you're now seeing that as a blessing. Okay. Because you're now looking at your life and you're saying, well, damn, if this person would have never rejected me, I would have never gotten here, or I would have never, you know, notice that they was all about that play that they was playing games and wasting my time. I'm glad this person rejected me, because now I know that, you know, it was meant to be. This was a blessing in disguise. Okay, so there is someone or there is some group, okay, Aqua, that is viewing you as a type of person where, you know, you're feeling relieved now that somebody, you know, was, you know, playing playing around and playing stupid, and then they continue to play around, and they tried to ghost you, they tried to reject you, but it was all because they wanted you to chase and come back, and you realize at that moment that this person, they're not how they presented themselves to be. They're not really on my level like they pretended to be. Okay, yeah, I'm glad this person is gone, because I don't want to waste no more time. I don't want to waste no more energy. I don't want to waste no more breath on this particular person or this particular group. Okay, so people are now seeing, dear one, that you're very grateful that you're away from this person, or you're away from this group, and that they show their ass and they call themselves rejecting them, but they rejecting you, shall I say, but they really just they just brought the closure a whole lot quicker for you. They did you a favor, okay, because you didn't have to go through a whole lot of rigmarole, a whole lot of drama, because once they were playing games the first time, they was rejecting you, the first time they was trying to cross you out and make you feel like you were null and void, like you were insignificant, inconsequential, like your feelings and your life didn't matter, okay? Like they deliberately went out of their way to not invite you to the parties, not invite you to the gatherings, not to notice you, not to give you your flowers, or not to be some type of equal give and take with you, not to give you any type of equal reciprocity. They now view you as somebody where you like, damn, she glad we gone. She glad, we was playing games and we rejected her, or we rejected them, because now, whereas we only meant it, to be temporary, we only meant it to play on their top and to try to break them down. Hell, they closed the door permanently. They for real about that thing, okay? So you got people, dear one, they feeling butthurt that they're poised to play games with your ass and to play on your top, that it didn't go in their favor. It didn't quite go the way that they wanted it to go, okay? So this is how you're being viewed, Aqua. And also, I'm hearing from Spirit, people are viewing you as someone that now you're doing the rejecting. Now you have put yourself on the pedestal. Come through, Spirit, because you know who you are. You have worked on yourself. I'm hearing self-love is the best love. And now, since you know what you're working with, can't everybody be your friend? Come through, Spirit. Can't everybody come in? Yeah, it's like you're really sussing people out, and you're like, okay, nope, you're not going to work. Nope, you're not gonna work, okay? You play too much, you're too immature. Nope, you're not gonna work, okay? You're broke. You gonna try to use me for what I got. Nope, you gotta go. Nope, you're not gonna work, because you have no loyalty. I caught you lying about me, I caught you spreading rumors. So bitch, you can't be trusted, okay? You a cutthroat, okay? You's a fake bitch. You gotta go. So it's like, now, dear one, you guys are rejecting people, rejecting friends, rejecting people just because, it's thought that it was once convenient. Oh, I really don't want to be this person's friend. I really don't want to go out on a date with this person. I really don't want to deal with this family or whatever. But since, it's family, or it's the last name, or, blood thicker than water, or, I got loyalty, or, I'm trying to be nice, or all of this and all of that, or, he kept asking me, wearing me down, so I said yes, or I did this and gave in because I felt sorry for him or her. Nah, you're not doing no more of that. You're not sparing nobody's feelings. I'm hearing fuck your feelings, okay? You guys are putting yourself first, Aqua, and now you're rejecting people because you're like, listen, at the first sight of you, if I see that you're not on my level, if I see that you're not coming with what I need you to be working with, partner, you're out of here, okay? So go ahead on and exit stage left quickly and expeditiously. I don't have time. And don't cry, dry your eye, okay? Y'all handing Kleenexes to motherfuckers. Like, they trying to come at you with crocodile tears, They trying to, they want some, a sympathy sex, They want a sympathy date, okay? They want, a sympathy or fake loyalty, continue to be in this family even though we disrespecting you and this and that. Nah, you giving motherfuckers they pink slips, okay? You fired, okay? Get your ass away from me. Get out of my life, okay? So people are really considering you, I picked up the wrong card, okay? Yeah, you're not being sweet no more. That was for a reason. Yeah, people are considering you, dear one, to be, now you're rejecting people. Now you're giving people their pink slips. Now you're like, nah, it was never about me not being good enough for you, partner. It was never about me being not good enough for this family. You janky, raggedy motherfuckers, y'all ain't good enough for me. And now that I know that, peace, and I'm out, okay? See ya, don't want to motherfucking be. Come through, Spirit. And so, yeah, it's giving, They used to cut me off. Now I'm doing the cutting. Now I have the scissors, okay? It's giving, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, okay? Yeah. Now you're the one, you're making all of the plays, okay? The ball is in your court and you not sparing no feelings. You ain't doing none of that. It's all about you and how you feel. Because at the end of the day, Aqua, you realize that, when the shoe was on the other foot, shall I say, motherfuckers wasn't giving a damn about how you felt, okay? They was giving you their whole entire ass to kiss. And so now it's only fair that you return the favor, okay? Let's return the favor that they savor, neighbor. Yeah, come through, spirit. Yeah, y'all ain't with that bullshit. Come through, spirit. So, Aqua, that is your tea, boo, okay? Whoever you are out there, okay? Yeah, hold on to that type of attitude where it's like, I don't get chosen, I choose, okay? And I don't chase, I motherfucking replace, okay? Either come to the table with it, get it right, or get left, okay, Aqua? That's your energy, they ain't gonna play with it, okay? They ain't gonna play with it no more, Aqua, okay? Yeah, you standing on business now, okay? I love it, love to see it, okay? And then last but not least, you guys, we got Pisces. Pisces is bringing it on home, okay? Pisces is bringing the train in the station, okay? So, before I do this Pisces read, you guys, I want to remind you guys that personal readings are still currently available. So if you guys would like to get a personal reading, all you got to do is holler at your girl and email me at WizdomandSage@gmail.com, okay? That's WIZDOM and Sage @gmail.com. And then write personal reading in the subject line to get the party started, okay? Also, you guys be aware that I have all year round economy and readings for you guys to fit your budget, to fit every budget, from as little as $15 to $44, okay? So you guys check out my website, okay? Because the link is in the bio, and see, the current prices and the readings that I currently offer, okay? And just to, at the end of the day, I want to let you guys know that I'm here when you need me, okay? You're not alone. You don't have to go on this spiritual journey by yourself, okay? All right. So, Pisces, let's get it. Pisces, how are you being viewed since going no contact? How are you being viewed, Pisces, since going no contact? Either with a person or with a particular group, okay? All right. So we have rest. I heard no rest for the wicked, okay? So, you're being viewed now, Pisces, as someone that, you're not resting when it comes to, getting your money. You're not resting, I'm hearing from spirit, when it comes to some type of justice, okay? Pisces, I'm hearing in the ethers that, you're really pissed off over the fact that, you have had a lot of people do you wrong. And not only one time, but these people were like stuck on stupid and they continue to come back to you time and time again to do the same shit, okay? Same shit, different day. They were on that play on that same agenda of wanting to disrespect you, wanting to talk down to you, trying to break your spirit, trying to affect your confidence, okay? Trying to undermine your success, your stability, your security, okay? Trying to, play with your heart so much, dear one, that you would, get to the point where you would no longer want to be open to any type of friendships or relationships, okay? This person wanted to hide you, okay? They wanted you cloaked. They wanted you all to themselves, okay? They wanted you to be afraid to live your life, Pisces. But now, since you have left this person or these people, this group, and you have gone no contact, I'm hearing from spirit, people are now viewing you as someone that is ready to pop out. People are now looking at you, Pisces, and they're saying to themselves, wow, I didn't know that Pisces had that in them. I didn't know that they were that talented. I didn't know that they were that loving and compassionate. I didn't know that they were that high vibrational, that they were that influential, okay? I didn't know that, they were that, quirky, that they had that type of sense of humor. They're really funny. They're really this, they're really that. And it's because now, Pisces, I'm hearing from spirit, people are viewing you as someone where, you are making up for lost time, okay? You have woken up to the bullshit that a lot of people are deliberately trying to hold you back. A lot of people, Pisces, they were deliberately trying to pretend as though they were on your side, but they were purposely giving you wrong advice because they wanted to, hold you back. They wanted you stuck and stagnant. I'm hearing they didn't want you to be better than them, okay? They didn't want you to supersede them, okay, to progress. So this is also giving Pisces that You have gone no contact with a particular person or a particular group that was secretly competing with you, okay? That was secretly competing on you based on your potential, and also based on, some type of purpose or destiny that you have over your life. And these people are constantly trying to hold you back, pull you back, purposely giving you the wrong information. You see how we have this green card here? Green means go. It's in reverse. So they wanted to stagnate you, they wanted to stop your forward movement, your forward progression. But now that you have gone no contact, Pisces, they see you as someone that is on the move. Yeah. They see you as someone that, you're not wasting no time. Okay. You're going out there and you're getting it. You're putting yourself first. You're betting on yourself. You used to be, shy, and now you're confident. Now you're bold. You used to be afraid to ask, what you're worth and what you want. Now you don't have a problem speaking up for yourself. Okay. I'm hearing, you know your worth, and you're adding tax, baby. For those of you guys where this resonates with you, Pisces, and now say for example, you popped out with a business, you have been keeping it on the side, on the low. You have been made to feel that you would never be successful, that you couldn't make it, that you couldn't do it. You may have been surrounded by people that were, they were dream killers and Debbie Downers. And ever since you got rid of this person or this group, Pisces, now you're betting on yourself and you're saying that, this thing is taking off, okay? And so now people are viewing you as someone where, you know who you are, okay? And, you're ready to get out there and make some moves, okay? You're ready to get out there and shake hands and, do some, some collabing, some networking. You're ready to show people what you're working with, and you're not afraid to get attention like you used to be, yeah? You're not afraid to walk into those doors where once upon a time, Pisces, you may have felt as though you weren't worthy. Okay, I'm hearing from spirit that a lot of you guys, because of the people that you were around, and they are quite janky, they made you feel, Pisces, as though you wasn't worthy, that you had no business trying to ask for something, like that was above you. Okay, accept this low ball rate, accept this discount, accept this bargain rate. Okay, why you trying to do too much? Why you reaching for the stars? You ain't at that level yet. You can't do that yet. It was someone around you, a person or a group, dear one, that they were so afraid and intimidated and threatened by your potential and by what you were working with, and knowing that once you got there that you was gonna leave their raggedy ass behind, because spirit meant for them not to be able to come with you. They kept trying to hold you back and say you can't do it. Chill. You ain't ready yet. You need to get your weight up first. You need to get this, partner. You need to get that. You ain't even ready yet. You trying to run before you crawl. People talking all of this bullshit. And it was because they were so threatened by your light and your potential that they were trying to hold you back. But I'm hearing from spirit, you're done resting, okay? You've done enough working on yourself. You've done enough, looking at yourself and seeing what you have to offer, looking at all of your strengths and your possibilities. You're no longer waiting on people to create or present an opportunity for you, Pisces. You're creating opportunities for yourself, okay? You're no longer waiting on the sideline, waiting to get picked with your hand up in the air like, pick me. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna pick myself, okay? If you're not gonna open that door, I'll bust the motherfucker open. If you still want to keep it locked, that's all right. I'll go over here to the left and I'll create my own door of opportunity. A door that you can't open or close because you didn't motherfucking make. Come through, spirit. Yeah. So Pisces is given that, people know who you are. People know that you know who you are. And I'm hearing, damn, she's a baddie now and she knows it. I'm hearing, damn, he think he all that and he right. He know it, okay? Yeah, they thinking that you worth your salt, okay? And that you above the program, and you're right, okay? So people like, yeah, Pisces know who they are. Pisces know they the shit now. We can't hold them back now. We can't play mind games with them now. We can't play on their top now because they know who they are, okay? Yeah. So, you're not resting now. You're going out and getting it. And whatever it is, Pisces, that you're pursuing, because I'm tapping into the energy that you guys can be like artsy fartsy. So whether you're pursuing going on auditions because you want to be an artist, or you want to be an actress, or you want to be a singer, a writer, you want to be an athlete, okay? You want to be an author, okay? You want to be, a person that's going to erect their first shop to be a tattoo artist in that community, and you're going to turn it upside down, okay? You're going to have everybody calling you. You're going to be booked and busy, ma. You're going to be booked and busy, bruh. Okay, whatever it is, People know that you're going out to get, and you're not stopping until you get it, okay? Yeah. So come through, Pisces, because even your haters know, you going to get it. They already know you got the sauce to beat them. Okay, yeah, they already know, Pisces, you got the skills to pay the bills. Yeah, they just watching now. They can't stop you, they can't block you. Some of them, they still hating, but you know what, everything you do, especially if you online, they gonna refresh their motherfucking tablet, they gonna refresh their phone, because they not gonna miss one step of what you doing. You like people watching you, Pisces, like you a damn reality TV show. Oh, let's tune in next and let's see what Pisces got going on this week. Let's see what Pisces about to do today, because they already know, they can smell it in the air that you about to pop out, that you're destined for greatness, Pisces. And this is how they're viewing you, since you have gone no contact, either with them or with a group or with people around them that knows them, and kind of knows a little bit of something in terms of the interaction that you may have had with this person, or the interaction that you may have had with this group, okay? So it could not necessarily be, what the person, they themselves are thinking, but it could be their family, it could be their current, it could be their homeboys and their homegirls, and what they're thinking about you, since you have gone no contact with that particular person that they know, okay? Want to put that out there for you guys as well, okay? I just heard blue as I was looking at the color. This could be somebody's name, Pisces. And Pisces, this could be somebody that, they was banking on you to feel rejected. They was banking on you to, just keep cool, stop trying, just settle down, you're doing too much, okay? Why you trying to pop out? Why you trying to be seen? And you like, fuck that. I'm done being nice. I'm done being sweet, okay? I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get what belongs to me, okay? I'm hearing that sacred text, Pisces, okay? You're coming to take back everything that was stolen from you. Everything that the palmer worm, the cankerworm, the caterpillar, and the locust ate. Come through, Spirit. Yeah, that means everything that the energy thieves, vampires, raggedy, janky ass motherfuckers, karmic family members, no good ass exes, okay? Yeah, anybody that came towards you to steal, kill, and destroy, you taking back everything that belongs to you. And you're going to get added interest on top of that, okay? I'm hearing double for your trouble. Come through, Spirit. All right, Pisces. That's your tea, okay? That's your tea in terms of how somebody or a group of people is currently viewing you, Pisces, since you have gone no contact, okay? All right. So Spirit says I don't have to give you guys any signs, okay? All right. So what I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to turn it loose. I'm going to say hi to the chat. I'm going to say hi to as many names as I can, okay? Because I love that more and more of you guys are leaving your beautiful comments. More people are tuning in and tapping in to holler at your girl. And I appreciate it very, very much, okay? So I'm going to give you guys a few shout outs. And then, after the video goes up and it's doing its processing, then I always go back and I look at all of the beautiful comments after the fact, okay? But let's see what we got going on here. And I see the hearts. I see the love. I appreciate it very much. Okay, so thank you guys so much. All right. So we have Amanda. Amanda says, hi. What's up, Amanda? How are you, love? Okay. And then we have Heidi Quet. Okay, 4081. Heidi says, hi. Heidi. Howdy, hi. How are you, love? Okay. Yeah. And then we have Yasha, I can never get it right. I think it's Yasha SVAAA. And I've seen you before, I believe, love. And you says, can you help me know my no contact life and approach towards this? Okay. Well, dear one, we're going to answer questions at a later time. Okay. As I see you guys more and more in the chat. Okay. Your girl lets you guys know that I'm going to start choosing a particular live stream where I'm going to say, hey, a lucky subby, I'm going to choose you guys and answer one of your yes or no oracle questions for free. Okay. So until then, I want you guys to continue showing up. Okay. Continuing dropping your very beautiful, lovely comments in the chat and also in the comment section on the videos. Okay. And then if it be so, if you're there at the right place at the right time, Yasha, you're going to get your questions answered. Okay, love? Okay. So hold that thought. All right. All right. And also, you guys, Spirit has put it on my mind, okay? Coming soon, I'm going to begin to open up the chat or live stream. I'm going to choose like a day out of the month or maybe twice a month or so. And that'll be for all of you guys to just get straight up readings, okay? And you guys can super chat me. This way, Spirit is saying, I will allow my international subbies to be able to partake of getting a reading, okay? Because as it stands now, for my business, I don't really serve customers and clients outside of the U.S., okay? And that's mainly for tax purposes, okay? You know, according to my business and tax attorney, I have it set up that way, okay? So, you know, but for my international subbies, and then also for those of you guys who are, you know, from the States, okay? The good old USA, all right? And you guys would like to just, you know, kind of get you a little quickie one card pull or a quickie yes or no oracle message, okay? I'm going to make that available for you guys really, really soon, okay? I'm thinking of, you know, the pricing. I think it'll be nothing too much. It'll be something very, very affordable, like, you know, maybe $10, okay? And then you guys can shoot me a $10 super chat, whether you're international or whether you're from the States, and then I'll answer your questions, okay? So let me just finish meditating on that, okay? And then I'll give you guys some more deets on that in the community post to come, okay? All right, but I'm also still going to select you guys from time to time to do a free yes or no oracle message, okay? That's my way of giving back, and that's also my way of showing my love, okay? So yeah, we're always, you know, the type of person where we're going to pay it forward as well, okay? That's how you get blessed, you know? If you guys didn't know that, that's a hack, okay? The more that you give, the more that you receive, okay? I hope y'all knew that. Did y'all know that? You need to know that, okay? Yeah. All right. And so next we have Sue Wab. I've seen you before, love. So welcome to the chat, okay? You gave me the little cute little emoji with the sunglasses, okay? So, you know, you received a message that resonated with you, so I'm very glad, okay? Then we have Queen the Empress. I recognize you too, love, okay? You said, greetings, goddess. Well, what's up with you? How are you, Queen? I hope that you're doing well, okay? I hope that it's all good in your neighborhood on this beautiful Wednesday, all right? And then, we have, I have been sent here on earth, okay? And then you put a message sent from above. I have been told to convey this message with everyone here on earth by a being of light who goes by the name of Archangel Michael. Do not worry, everything will be okay. I love that message. I have been sent here on earth, okay? Thank you for that. I received that, and I hope that everyone in the chat, okay, the fellow vibe tribers, I hope that you all receive that message as well, okay? To not worry, that everything in the end, okay, as it stands in divine timing, everything would be all right. Everything would be okay, okay? We receive that, and thank you so much for that, love, okay? Thank you for that very beautiful, positive message, okay? And then Seta 4001 says, everything you are saying was done by a Scorpio female bully. Wow, very interesting, okay? And I hope, dear one, that they receive their karma and their judgment very soon, okay? Because I'm hearing this sacred text, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Now, you know, it's always a situation set up where you have people that's gunning for you and coming for you, and you haven't done anything to that particular person, but it's because they see the light on you and they're so threatened and they're so damn goofy that they want to come at you for no reason, and they want to bully you because they think that you're going to back down and you're not going to stand up for yourself. And I do hope that, Seta, in your own special way, however Spirit and your ancestors have deemed it appropriate for you to stand up for yourself, I hope that you have been doing that, okay, sweetheart? Because, you know, you guys cannot allow people to continue to bully you and harass you, okay? It's just not right, okay? You got to put your foot down, and when necessary, put that foot up somebody's ass. You know, that's how you make a motherfucker go sit down. That's how you let them know that you're not to be played with, to leave you alone, okay? Let them know you're not a toy, boy, okay? Come through, Spirit. And so, Seta, you also say, if this Scorpio female keeps it up, there you go, She's going to be dealing with the police real soon. Yeah. She need that consequence. Sometimes, people, they got a hard head that make a soft ass, and then you got to let them know. You got to show them. Sometimes you got to show people better than you can tell them, dear one, okay? So it seems like this might be a person that, they only learn from their consequences. They only learn when they, they head is up against a goddamn wall, okay? And then you said energy in reverse. Yeah, sometimes the energy is fluid. It could be in reverse. So I could be reading for, say, for example, Scorpio. But it could be a Scorpio that is doing that to you. And you could be another sign. That happens all the time. Yeah, you have to know that. And a lot of us as tarot readers, and also those of you guys who watch tarot, you guys are used to that, where you know that the energy can flip, okay? So it just depends, okay? So very good. And then Blessing Matax or Matt Axe says hi. Hi, Blessing. How are you? And then Kishi says hi. Hi, Kishi. Hi, Love C1 or Love CI6D. I think I seen you the other day, and I love to see it. Okay, I want to see you more, Kishi. So welcome to the tribe, love. Okay. Blessing Matax says, or Matt Axe says hi. Hi, Blessing. How are you? Love C gave me the little champion with the 100, so she's definitely resonating with today's reading. Okay, so that's very good. And then we have Richard Pusey Jr. or Puck C Jr., something like that. 8919 says hi. How are you, Richard? I hope that you're doing well. Okay, love. All right, so that's all of you guys in the chat, okay? I had to give you guys your shout out, okay? Because you guys are special, so I hope that you feel special, all right? So, when I do a shout out, this is going to be forever recorded. So when you guys go back and look at the messages and look at the readings again, you guys are going to hear your name, okay? So it's a special treat, okay? All right, guys, but I'm going to bid you guys adieu, okay? I'm going to turn it loose and allow you guys to just continue with the rest of your beautiful morning, evening, noon, day, or night, whatever time that it is in your neck of the woods, okay? And until next time, you guys, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay great. Peace.